Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you're doing well. Me, I'm pretty good. Stream is hella late because I went and I got dinner with the folks. Well, I picked up dinner from the folks because my brothers are sick, and chances are good I'm probably gonna get sick too. But it's worth it because it's corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots. Didn't get any of my mom's phenomenal beer bread because we forgot, but I will definitely be getting some of that this week. Mm, it's fantastic stuff. Also, I just realized I have to ramble for a little bit because I forgot to load. I forgot to load the save. Um, During the break, my mind was elsewhere. I've been drinking a little bit ahead of stream, little scatterbrained at the moment. But yeah, no, God, I love my mom's cooking so much, man. It's definitely a treat to be in driving distance for the holidays, that's for sure. Anyway, as for stream though, the first thing I want to do, I have some reforging I gotta do. I was putting it off last time, but a bunch of my tools are wearing down, and I have the toolsmithing mod, which means my stuff doesn't immediately break when the durability runs out, which I think is an outdated and kind of not great mechanic. Like for a while with like Minecraft, it was what we had. Items having durability gives them value. And having a toolsmithing mod that prevents you from losing items just by sheer use kind of diminishes that value to an extent. But it rewards you for maintaining your tools. Not to mention, it has some interesting interactions with other mods as well, like X skills, where I can reforge tool heads to get better quality tool heads. It's kind of like gambling at that point. You're just re-rolling the head constantly because you can turn it into a forged work at full durability. I think that needs to be fixed. But um in Minecraft and other games like this, I tend to get really sentimental over some of my tools. Like my first diamond pick in Minecraft is always called Old Reliable, and I do my level best to make sure it doesn't break. And if it does break, I'm usually pretty disheartened for the next couple sessions because I go to look for my pick and I don't have it. Thinking back to the Minecraft community server I'm running, and I freaked out at the Elder Guardian jump scare and lost my old reliable that was netherite. And then the next one was called mining fatigue. Anyway, did a little polishing during lunch today. I've got so many more shingles to make, but I'm definitely going to do those off stream. It is boring as hell. For now, though, I'm going to get some coal firing. I don't think I need 5 pieces, but I can mine way more of this anyway. Oh, I left, I left my lantern in the coal mine. Though I think that does mean, if I take it out, the next time I go to the coal mine, I'm gonna have to be fighting stuff. It's only surface stuff. Killing it won't be that big a deal. But I was actively trying to dig some holes into the top of the mine to let daylight in, and then my pickaxe broke. And the coal mine's not super sizable, but this node is definitely larger than what I've dug out already. But hell, I'm not even concerned about the coal today. I want to get zinc for the sake of making torch holders to keep on hand. And then we're also going to heat up some tin bronze, though I've actually forged it all back into ingots, so I need to break some of it down. We'll go ahead and do 2. I don't think that's a big deal. And chisel those. And now the smelting temperature is 950. I'm actually not going to use coal for this. We can use heat to heat it up. But we need to use... Well, we don't even really need to use coal, but it's all I can really put in here. Our head in. And we'll get these heated up. Right now it is a balmy 30 Celsius outside. My carrots are still stunted, but they're not dead yet, which is nice. A little concerned about my onions. Or not my onions. I don't know if I planted any parsnips. But as long as we don't go over 40, we're fine. If we go over 40, well, we just can't have crops here. We just can't live here at all. But it shouldn't get that bad. Okay, so we're at a workable temperature for our tin bronze now. Just waiting on the head. So now, the fun part is we actually have to place the voxels back on and spread things back out. Ah! Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. It's 53 months. Holy crap, man. Ah, time flies. And I say it every single time, but I do appreciate it. Seriously. Guess who moved back to Arkansas? Well, it's not you, because you live here. John. Your brother, John, or my old roommate, John? I don't know, because I'm saying I don't keep in touch with him. Clements. Ah, okay. I wasn't aware he'd left. I don't really keep up with him. I don't think we know each other very well. Okay. Wait, is this head really malleable at 300 Celsius? Really? No. It's green, but it's not workable yet. We're aiming for 475. Trivia nights at a pub on Mondays. Nice! I've been tempted to try and find a trivia place around here, but I'm actually not that great at trivia. I have very selective knowledge about random stuff, but if it's anything like pop culture or more mainstream media, I'm kind of... Oh, I'm a fool. I have to turn this, into bits. That's right. I have this backwards. The broken tool head for the pickaxe was fine, but you actually have to heat the work item first. Huh. Well, that's weird. Yeah, my... Oh, I screwed up. Ah, crap. All of my Sammy's stuff was in a folder it wasn't supposed to be. But I moved it, and then I didn't rewrite all of the... what? Did I... hang on. Into the macro output. Hang on a second. No, I didn't move this thing. Oh boy, I love troubleshooting this stuff live. It's great. I love it. I love how it feels. Yeah, some of it, this was from a different thing. Okay, let's try it again. Nope. Hang on. Oh, that's because I didn't. Okay, one more time. Oh, fuck off. Let's try another one from that folder. Try a grown tube. I hate when I'm subject to my own redeem limits. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I moved some stuff. I didn't move all of it. Roguelike mech builder I discovered. Nope, you did not. A free demo on Steam. Nice. I'm still a little iffy on picking new stuff up as of late. But I will have a look for it. Oh, I should be heating up my other work items while I wait. Wasting all of my coal. And my peat. There we go. I'll go ahead and quench what I've got. Wait very patiently. I can't wait till I get my metalworking skill up so I can get better quality tools. Because increasing the durability of tool heads with X skills stacks with the benefits from Toolsmith. It's great. We'll go for about 6. Ah, damn it. Okay. That's fine. Come on. There we go. Alright. Toss that down. Yo, I learned something the other day. You don't have to spam click to move voxels around. You can just hold the mouse button down. Like, all this time, I have spent all my time napping and blacksmithing, just spamming the shit out of my mouse. And then just earlier today, I was like, hey, can you just hold it? And I felt... I loved the discovery. And I felt like a fool all at the same time. It's like, I'm so smart, but also not that smart. Hey, no, drop it. There we go. Now, instead of just tossing sticks onto this, I think I'll make some tool handles. I'm tempted to use some of the copper I've got to make nails and strips for a better binding, but it's gonna end up falling off anyway. Like, it's still going to break down. Maybe... do I have more fibers sitting around? No, I've just got these 3 flax twine. Oh, yes I do. I'm blind. I could make leather strips. And those would be fine. But my knife is busted. What about shears? Can I shear these? Nope. Okay. I don't have any... do I have my... I don't think I had a copper knife sitting around, did I? That's fine. We'll just do twine. So then we're going to grab some pine. And I need my saw. I don't have an axe to debark this. There we go. It's the problem with trying to process all your tools at once is you lose the tools you need to get the job done. Alright, so then we saw the debarked logs. Right. Just support beams, and then we use... You're supposed to use a knife on those. Okay. Real quick. I'm just going to slap this knife together so I can actually use it. There we go. Carved tool handles. Then I can break it off. And now I can properly bind it. We have the handle, and we've got the flax twine. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get this reorganized. And we'll give everything a good sharpen, since we've got it on hand. Oh, actually, I think this is... Yeah, that's already sharpened. And so it's a bit of extra work. It takes a minute. But I certainly think that maintaining your tools and your bindings and handles... Excuse me. The drawback you get for having your tools fall apart multiple times with your handles and bindings, I think is more than a better trade-off for not just constantly losing your tool heads. Like, you're not going to use a tool until it's blunt and unusable and then just throw it away. And it's not like the work you're doing with it's just going to shatter it into fine dust and it's going to blow away in the wind. I think it's a far better trade-off. Plus, it saves a ton of material. That's the big thing for me. Especially when you're in an environment with multiple people working, and you're trying to conserve resources, so you're not constantly having to spend everything you get. Being able to just maintain your tools is pretty nice. Okay, on top of that, let's grab this bear I killed earlier today. Very good. Oh, that is game for doesn't want to apply the things that suck. Yeah. It's a little tedious, a little annoying, and it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. We can make better choices just because we can choose to do better things despite us having established patterns in history. We can be better. Not to get all philosophical about tools and video games. I'm making these barrels because now that I've got 64 rot, I can toss it into a barrel, and in a little under a month, I'll have compost. I don't even have to touch it or mess with it or anything. Just poof, compost. Now, in addition to getting torch holders, something I'd like to do, I was thinking about it earlier today, I would like to get a proper... I usually make a kitchen of some sort. Even when I'm playing by myself, I like to make a building dedicated for cooking. And I want to use this cauldron I cast to make some meat broth, because that'll make our meat last a very, very long time. It's far more efficient than just leaving it in raw form where it spoils after a few days. It's fuel intensive and it takes some time, but it's not bad. It gets the job done. Let's go ahead and put this tin bronze hammer away. And before we go to bed, I'm going to make some ladders. Because after the annoyance that was going out for zinc yesterday and then not having what I need, I'd like some ladders. I'm probably going to make too many ladders, like 3 stacks of ladders. But it'll get the job done. I only need 1 stack because you can stagger them every 2 blocks, and we're below 128. I want a little music. Hopefully it's not the overly cheery, obnoxious music. I'd like something grand, relaxing. Grab a snack. I've got wine on me if I start to starve. Put the torches away. Hi, Anna. Hello. Okay. We'll have a nap. And then we go off to in search of zinc. I don't have a concept of spring break anymore. Like, I have a lot of people saying it's like, oh, I'm going on vacation, or, you know, I'm gonna go do this thing, and it's like, nope, couldn't be me. Not that I'm complaining. I do like getting the pay. But, you know, it's trade-off. Anyway. That does remind me, my mom was complaining to me today because apparently everyone in her office is out because they're doing their own spring breaks. And as soon as everyone left, everything started going to shit. Let the teachers build their own breaks. I can't imagine. Moments to catch up, to work ahead. The irony of it being called a break. Review stations. Ah. Is that a... Why is there driftwood on a hill? Post test and a break. Nice. Sounds like they're in good hands. Oh, damn it. I left one of my baskets behind. Well, there's reeds right here. I'll just make another one. In the time it would take me to go back and pick up my basket and then come back, I could just make another one. I cannot wait for the rest of my leather to finish. Because I don't have any flax, so... Well, I keep using my flax for my tools instead. So jumping from reed baskets to hunter backpacks to full leather backpacks is really nice. Yeah, there's a sort of like sympathetic anxiety that comes up for me when finals roll around and some of my friends that are still in school start bemoaning them. That, and at least for the things I'm actually knowledgeable about, I still try to help. Okay, now if I remember right, last time I started digging down and I hit a big cave layer. So I think, oh, those are wolves. I'm going to pick up some dirt before I head down, and we're going to dig from a different spot. And hopefully not just hit the same cave again. Because I prefer my mine... Well, hell, here's fine. No, I want to do, like, over here. I prefer my mine shafts to be completely vertical, because then I don't have to worry about stuff spawning in them. Plus, things tend to not fall in as easily. Have a good night, Hannah. Thank you for coming by. And as always, a pleasure. Excuse me. The kids is already in Japan. Gosh. Oh, hey. Look at that. There's that tunnel I was digging. Ah! Great. Real happy about that one. I didn't bring my prospecting pick. Oh, damn it. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. It's fine. Just gonna dig a hole. Without my prospecting pick. Fuck it. I'll go home. Because I know trying to get resources without a prospecting pick is just pure chance. And the odds are never in your favor. And it's not a terribly long trip anyway. We'll pick stuff up on the way back. Say it was worth our time. Honestly, it's not that big a deal to make a trip for, because it's not like I'm 1,000 blocks out. Or, like on our last world, if I wanted to get lead or a number of different sedimentary rock resources, I had to swim, or I had to use my raft, and go out like 9,000 blocks. And since I didn't have enough resources to make a sailboat, I just had to suffer the very long raft trip. It was about a 25, 27-minute trip one way. God, it took forever. And I always had to do those trips off stream because I didn't want to spend a quarter of my stream or, a third of my stream sailing. But this is nothing. This is just a couple minutes. I love the geological mechanics of Vintage Story. I do not like the geological mechanics biting me in the ass with RNG. It's a little much. Alright, So veggies, grain, fruit. What are those dried fruits? 90%. Okay. Then drop some stuff off. Why didn't it stack with the other soil? What the hell? And now, don't forget the prospecting pick. Wherever the hell I put it. There it is. And actually, since I'm here, I already ate my meal for the morning. Actually, I'm probably not going to use that many inventory slots. Let's just take the crock with us. Okay. I'm going to bring another stack of ladders, too. Ladders are cheap. And I get the distinct feeling we're going to have to make more than one vertical shaft to try and get resources. Because that cave by the Sphalerite reading I had is probably pretty big. Now, I already killed a handful of wolves on this plain, but there is a bear running around. I cannot wait for the next major update to come out, where bears and wolves aren't just going to be dead silent. I mean, they'll only have, like, footsteps and not, like, growling or anything, as far as I know. But something is better than nothing. When you hear a set of footsteps in the wild that's not yours, and you're paying attention, that's kind of noticeable. I didn't want to break the bush, I just wanted to harvest it. This kind of track is what I was talking about. It feels like it's nice, but it feels out of place. I can understand wanting to break the mood in what can otherwise be a mildly tense and sometimes a bit stressful game. But this ain't it for me. Makes me think of Stardew. It's got a lot of movement to it. Oh, those are wolves. Okay, let's take some readings. .91. If we can do better than .98, I think we'll be in good shape. .13, not bad. .8, okay, so now we're branching off of it. .86. Well, we found a higher reading. I don't know that we're going to find an even higher one in this area. That's a wolf. Excuse me. 0.81. Alright, so we'll go to the reading of 1.13. I'm going to take one more in this section, see if we get a little bit higher. And then we'll dig a borehole reading. 0.89. Alright, so the highest reading I've got is in this spot. Do a borehole mode. Got quartz in this one. Quartz. Wondering if we can catch one by chance. This is a modded feature, the borehole mod. It can be pretty handy, but it looks like I'm missing all the veins. So you know what? Just head through this one. And we'll switch to node search. I like to try and take node readings every 5 or 6 blocks so you can get a real feel for what's nearby. Alright, cracked chalk gives way to granite. And what else was in this region? It's literally just sphalerite, quartz, and gold, looks like. We haven't had great readings on silver, which is kind of unfortunate. Actually, you know what? I think we'll wait on taking readings. I'll just dig the pillar all the way down, and we'll start taking readings from the bottom up. Because it's not really a waste of time, plus finding any useful resources on the way down, and then stopping might mean we might miss something at the bottom. Though, it's not like we're going to hit anything directly from digging this shaft. Hopefully, stuff isn't too far from our borehole reading. But it might be. Because we've got this massive chunk that we got the reading for, but there's a good chance that we're not even close. Not to mention, sphalerite generates in such sparse amounts. The nodes themselves can be large, but it generates infrequently, is what I mean. Because, what was it? Very high isn't even 1 per mil. So less than 1 block in 1,000 is going to have it. It's not like it's, you know, flooding out of our ears. Trying to think, once we do have zinc, What's next? I want to get the torches. I'd like to work on a kitchen area. Or at least get started on the meat broth before the meat we've got spoils. It might be nice to get another batch of flint and cook up some calcined flint for fire clay. We've got some bloomerines on hand, but having more in reserve wouldn't be bad. Technically speaking, too, I could just go on the hunt for iron. Because we have a very high... Actually, I think we have an ultra-high magnetite reading at home. So we go for magnetite... 2.91, 3.21, 342... Yeah, very high magnetite, 342 right there. So about 3.5 blocks out of every 1,000 will be magnetite. And iron veins generate in giant, humongous discs. So I might want to make some lanterns before we go. Getting more gold would be nice too. And we're almost to the mantle. We managed to dodge that one really annoying cave too, which is good. Okay. Now we start taking readings. No node nearby. Nope. It's probably... Watches this entire shaft just has nothing nearby. That would be annoying. It said the borehole here hit quartz. So you'd think we'd get something picked up. But I also don't know what the radius of the borehole reading is compared to the 6 default blocks for the node. Okay, there's small amounts of quartz here. That's not really helpful to me. I'm looking for sphalerite, not quartz. Oh, man. Are we really gonna have nothing in this entire column? It was distinctly possible, but that still kind of sucks. Man. I should have listened to the borehole. If I wasn't picking up sphalerite, I shouldn't have gone. I may need to go after that open cave after all. Okay, that's fine. We can keep taking borehole readings until we find something. We actually strike what we're looking for. It's just going to take a little more time. Ah, perfect. Native copper, quartz, sphalerite. Chances are good we'll actually hit something on this one. Also, I'm going to dig this up so I can see daylight. Like I said, the RNG can be a little unforgiving at times. But it's so worth it. I love the gamble. The hunt. Oh, there's a cave here. Somewhere. Might even be the one I've been trying to avoid. Now, if I don't find sphalerite again, then I'm going to be pissed. Because then something is up with my borehole mod, or it's just got a really wide range, and I just got really unlucky twice in a row. Come on, come on. I don't even need that much. I forget what the ratio for brass is, but it's not a lot of zinc. Yeah, it's 30 to 40%. And I've got like, what, 400 units of copper at home? Well, there's it's literally in front of me. There's copper, which is nice. I can always use some more copper, but I don't need it yet. I need zinc. Damn it. Also, I didn't check the quality. It is... yeah, it's poor quality copper, so it's even less worth my time. I don't think I've heard this track before. It's definitely not what I'd expect. Okay, very large quartz. Yeah, I had a feeling we were going to be digging into a vein. Nope, just quartz. Well, I'm not liking our luck so far. I really hope there's just some sphalerite sitting at the very bottom of this column. Or I just happen to barely scrape past. There we go. Finally. So we've got a reading here. Right here. So trace, nothing. Okay. So we've got one here. Ran out of ladders again? I did. Shoot. Okay. Well, I can't use them for markers. Not here. Oh, cool. It's directly under me. That's great. That's perfect. That's all I need. It's also just such a pain in the ass to see. Hi. Hey, Mo, how's it going? I am on the hunt for zinc. And was having some really rotten luck up to this point. Clearly. Your damn fantastic mining luck has worked out just as you got here. My lucky charm. I hope you're holding up well. Things lately, everywhere, all at once, have been a lot. But I hope you're keeping sane. No ore. Don't tell me that was it. Oh, that was it? 240 units of zinc? Going back to Canada? Ah. Well, mixed feelings. It's like, I know that's... There's some stress to that. But at the same time, I hope it works out. I really do. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna make some walls. I'm gonna cordon this off in case I come down here again. Don't know if I'm going to, but it's possible. And we're gonna check for nodes on the way up, and then we're gonna head home. Yeah, I think that's about right. Okay, so this is just landing on the quartz vein again. Excuse me. Very large. Oh, so we found another quartz vein near that. 240 zinc is not fantastic, but it should still get us a good bit. I have an alloy tool on hand. So we're looking for brass. We do the minimal amount of zinc. I mean, hell, we can get 40 ingots of brass out of wait, no. No, that's 120 pieces of zinc. So this is 240, so this is 4 each, so 48. Okay, no, I overestimated. We can get 8 ingots of brass. And if we go to brass torch holder. Wow. It's 4 ingots for 2. Gosh, that's not a great return. I need more zinc. Ah, man. I mean, I can pick up some copper while I'm here, but it's not even great quality copper. It's just poor. Copper's copper, but still. Not the best mining trip. I got my hopes up a little bit. Still, it's metal. I can use it. I'll just have to use it for important stuff first. Also, it's poor quality copper, but the sprites look like it's loaded with copper. It really gets me. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I'm going to be posting about it much in the Discord or not, but I think I'm going to try and figure out how to make my own cider. Maybe this month, maybe next month. Funds are tight, but booze is cheap. Booze ingredients are cheap-ish. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, Mo. I made my own beer. I started in February, and I enjoyed it in March, early March. And it was all right. The capper that came with the kit was completely manual. There's no like there's no moving mechanisms, nothing doing extra work, extra force. And I'm not particularly strong. So some of the bottles were not capped as well as the others, and the carbonation in each of the bottles was a little bit off compared to the rest. Some of them were fantastic. Others were completely flat and just tasted like flat beer with a bit of honey, and flat ale with a little bit of honey. The flavor profile just doesn't mix. You want that honey to ferment and carbonate. Um, but in some of them it just didn't, so it wasn't great. I'd like to do cider. I actually don't have cider myself very often, but I've been told it's easier. That it's, or at least that it's harder to screw up. Freeze distilled some and they gave it a kick. Yeah, gotta be careful. Freeze jacking, at least in my state, is like punishable by with prison. Um, like you literally cannot do any distilling in this state without the right licensing, and even with a license to do it professionally, you can't do it for personal consumption or like small amounts of sales. Like you have to go through a bunch of stuff and a bunch of licensing to distill. Not that they would know if I did, as long as I don't like tell people about it. But given that it's also a real health risk, I'm just not going to take the chances. Brewing, cool. Brewing's great. You can make something like, I want to say it's like 4,000 gallons or something in a year. And you don't need any licensing or anything for that. Or maybe that's for distribution or something like that. Like you can make beer and then give it to your friends or sell it to people. I think the sales is a little more strict. They're a lot more lenient about brewing here than that. Yeah, no. Distillation in Arkansas, the legislation on it reads like a damn tome, um, and the penalties are very light reading. They're extremely stiff. Few years in prison. I think it's like up to $10,000 fine if you get caught doing it, and they also reserve the right to seize any and all apparatus for it too. But I also think the law was made mostly with moonshiners in mind, who tend to have who can have large scale operations, and distillation, when you don't handle impurities properly, can make you blind. If you have excess methanol, because methanol gets converted to formaldehyde in the body, and formaldehyde damages the optic nerve. So there's a real risk to it, and Lord knows it wouldn't be Arkansas if we didn't have absolutely over-the-top laws to try and save people from themselves, or more ideally, saving people from careless people around them. Like, it's not entirely unreasonable, but it's a lot sometimes. What was I doing? Okay, we are gonna drop this off. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and get the brass going. I don't have much other use for zinc other than like bismuth bronze, and I don't need that. Why do I have lead sinew? Oh, it came from the bear and I missed it. That's why. Okay. Got the copper, got the zinc. I only have 6 molds. Damn it. That's fine. I'll go ahead and break this down. And I'll make 6 ingots first. It's 84.36. And we will get that cooking after I take a quick break. Because it's that usual time on Twitch. It's been a little over an hour. I want to stop pre-roll ads. We gotta take the break. You okay, by the way? And cats are well. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. There's been some drama with the cats. There's some competition over me and my attention, and I'm trying to curb it as best as I can. It's not like they're kittens anymore or anything, but there's just been a shift in the house attitude, and I'm trying to handle it. It sounds like a big deal to make about cats, but if you've had cats for long periods and you have multiple, you can pick up on it. First interview today and got the job on the spot. Hell yeah, congratulations. That's fantastic. That's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Hell, I'll take a drink for you. Yeah, not like I wasn't going to do that anyway, but I hope you enjoy it. Or at least, let's be reasonable. I hope it's tolerable. let's be realistic. I do hope you enjoy it. Having a job that you can remotely enjoy or take pride in is a privilege, and I'm grateful to be in that position. Okay. I think we're good. I'm going to do brass. We're going to do the kitchen because I want to make some meat broth, or at least I'm going to do like an outdoor kitchen with like a fire pit or multiple fire pits or something. I have enough copper. I could work on the start of a stone bake oven. I have to smelt some of that copper down, but I could do it. There was something else I was gonna take care of, and it's completely slipped my mind. It's not the crops. It's not the metal. It's not the kitchen. I do need to make some more meals, but we'll do that with the kitchen. Oh, iron. I was thinking we were going to prospect for some iron. Already done the prospecting. We can go looking for it. So, brass, kitchen, more lanterns. Maybe iron. We'll see. But I'm going to take a quick break. You guys won't miss a thing. And for those of you who support the stream and aren't about to get blasted in the face with ads so we can avoid pre-rolls, thank you for your support. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, support or not. I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy the junk camera. We are back. Hello. Also, nope, get out of the bed. The room is only slightly spinning. And so's the room in the game. No, let's get that brass cooking. It's what, 6 ingots? We'll just use 5 charcoal. It'll be fine. I can get to building while I wait. My torch burnt out. Damn it. It's the whole reason I'm making these damn things. I'm gonna put a piece of cobblestone above this. Honestly, I want to make a better smithy later on. I don't want it to just be this. But it can wait. Not like I've got anything against outdoor builds, but most of my single player worlds tend to be outdoor builds. They're not great. So I would like some semblance of culture, some structure. I brought this aged crate here and I haven't used it yet. Anyway, let's see. Stone bake. Up back. I have the mortar. I could do some stone brick spaces. But I forget how much copper I'm going to need. So 2 plates for the heat source. A plate for each baking space. I don't think that distribution needs plates, does it? No, it does not. It needs polished stone and whatever material we're using. I don't usually have mortar on hand to work with this, so you know what? We're going to do bricks this time, because I don't usually get the opportunity. So we've got the wedge chisel, which should make the brick pieces, and we've got the finishing chisel, which should do the polished ones. My binding's getting ready to break. What? No, give me... Don't put the hammer in the crate. Okay. So, hammer. Let's grab some flax. How's that leather? One more day. Binding. Forgot the tool rod. And, of course, as always, I keep my spare hammer to hammer my new hammer. Because you can't use the workbench without the hammer. Toss the old stick off. And we're not going to need a lot of polished rock, but I'll probably get a good bit anyway. We'll do 32 polished granite. Unless I want to make this out of a different stone. I could do clay stone. It's probably not going to look that great. Everything here is brown. And then wedge chisel. I'm going to take this entire large stone slab of ashlar blocks. Maybe. Maybe I'll only do part of it. Because I forgot just how many ashlar blocks you get per strike. Okay. So we have the ashlar block. You can turn that into ashlar blocks. It's 8 to 2. Okay. And then that can be used for the, heat source, baking spaces, etc. So let's grab our mortar. Should we make, what, a stack of these? Yeah. Nope, that's not what I want. And then we don't have the plates we need just yet. I have to wait for things to finish smelting. They're nearly done with that. In the meantime, we can at least make the distribution points so that we can figure out where this is going to go. Now, something I haven't done, but I've been tempted to try. I wonder if you can do a circular stone bake oven. You probably could, but I think you'd have issues with the heat distribution. Since the main block, or the main heat source block, only transmits to its sides and its back, I think, but not the front. So you'd have to wrap it all the way around the front, which kind of makes it moot. Could do 2 heat sources, but I think that's a waste of copper. That's going to cool down, and I have to decide what are we doing in the meantime. I want just one of those to make into plate, or 2 plates to make 1 set of brass holders for this kitchen space. Where is it gonna go? Given our setup here, eventually I want this main hut to go away. It might be nice to keep our kitchen spot near the main source of food we're working with, which is going to be our lakeside farms. So maybe just somewhere here. You can make it open, or you can make it closed. It really doesn't matter. Put our cellar in the back, possibly. So then we need to make the distribution pieces. We need our hammer and our chisel. Not a hammer. You can grab my regular chisel. The main distribution is just the A shape. The corners are 2 to the side. End caps are just the 1. T-junctions are 3. Okay. The fuck ass news? Oh no. What is your fuck ass news, Biddy? Oh man. It's my least favorite kind of news. How many spaces do we want? 6? 8? We do 8. And have the corners blocked up. I'll test because my medication. So I like to put it on. Ah, jeez. That sounds like a real pain in the ass. At least it got caught, I guess. Silver lining, something like that. I don't know. That still sucks. Alright, so that's the space. No, wait. That's for the baking spaces. I'll just plan it out. Yeah. What a pain. Do we want to do the baking front or the back? Let's do it the back. I guess an outline for the building would help, but we'll build around the building. So that'll be our heat source. And then we'll do space here, and then a line of 3. So then... Where do we do it? Yeah, we'll space it out. We'll have a 3x3 space. So then... Space... End cap? Why is that at least to the right? That's weird. Good to continue that medication. Oh, that's good, at least. Okay. How do corners place? It's gonna be the same. Space here, corner. It is that way. And then... No, that's backwards. It's the opposite of what I want. There we go. So it means that the other one's backwards. Man, the system's weird. Oh, and I need a T-junction, too. Oh, and I'm a bit short. Okay. Throw that. Explosive! Oof. Okay, I need a T-junction. I think that's 3. Hope you're doing well, Elward. Me, I'm alright. I'm slightly buzzed and playing Vintage Story, so it's a good day. Nope, that's incorrect. Okay, back is on the left. There. That should do it. So then we have our heat source here, a baking space here, in here. We fill in the corners. Then we have a baking space here, 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 here. Not like one person living on his own is gonna need 8 baking spaces. But it's not about need, it's about want. Mother of all breads. I mean, maybe. You also have to do a lot of baking for making meat broth, because you have to partly bake the meat. You know what I wish you could do? And if I put the time in, I could probably make a mod for it. Because Vintage Stories engines in C Sharp, it'd be cool if you could just crack eggs onto a stone bake oven. Or like crack eggs into a normal clay oven and fry eggs. Alright. How do I want... I'm gonna make 8 convection ovens, the level cooking and time scale fast. Yeah, abiotic cooking's really slow. I actually stopped playing my single player. Because, here's the timeline. I got sick, and I played nothing but World of Warcraft for like 2 weeks. While we were doing the abiotic factor stuff for stream. And then when the abiotic factor stuff for stream ended, and I stopped playing World of Warcraft because I found myself slipping into addiction, single player abiotic took that slot, and then I ended up just gaming constantly anyway. So I have gotten intimately familiar with the cooking system in abiotic factor, and I think it's great. I also think it's slow as hell. And I want to apologize again if you felt like you were being rushed in our group playthrough. Because I definitely understand now just how much work goes into it. I understand better. Can you chisel glass in this? I think so. I have mostly cubic on, right? You can... What? Chiseling glass just makes it a what? What the fuck? It removes the lines? What? What the hell? Was no one gonna tell me this? What the fuck? Oh, that's cool as hell. Because now I don't need these slabs to get the smoke out. I can just do half cobble. Oh, actually, no. I do want the vent space, but so I don't want the glass on top. Never mind. That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. What the fuck? That is so cool. I was just gonna do like arches with glass and ashlar brick, and I didn't know this was gonna be a thing. That's sick. I mean, I guess it makes sense, because there are structures with stained glass, and you don't want the lines on the stained glass. That's really cool. You know what would be good on the back? I want to do band cobblestone, and then do some kind of design. I'm probably gonna have to get some more glass to fill this in. They need adjustments about... Yeah, they do. They really do. 8 stoves, 4 ovens, almost non-stop. 15... That's ridiculous. That needs some real work. Okay, I'm gonna grab some more... ashlar. Our brass is finished, which is good. Ashlar, I don't know how it's pronounced. The bounty of blocks. Look upon me and see my blocks, and know that I am rich. I'm gonna need to make some more mortar soon. So yeah, it doesn't look great now. I will chisel these bits out and you'll see. You'll see. It'll be great. It's gonna look fancy and cool. But not today. Not today. What I do want, I would like to get some granite sand and gravel. And make some fan cobblestone for the back. Dustin and I crashed out for the same reason you did for us with that multiplayer server. What? Someone rolling in and doing shit and not actually talking to anyone? I mean, it's funny. It sucks that it happened, but it is a little funny. Truth be told, I'm kind of just over all of that happened. I think it's unfortunate that happened, because I know Toast is not, like, a bad person. It was just a bad experience when everyone was going through their own shit. And it was just a really rough confluence of events. Not to mention, I was going through a depressive episode at that time, and my emotional stability was not great in the moment. So, you know, all things considered, things could have gone better for everyone involved. But I think it's fine that we have moved on since. Invited 5 different people to the small town we wanted. Build completely random shit. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. We have that. And then I'll probably just do what I did for the stale bread server. Ah, but I don't have the wood variety I had on that server though. I want to do some mosaic on this, but I'm not entirely sure what yet. But it will work for now, I think. Oops. Go ahead and chisel down the sides. So we're not working with just a complete box. I'd love to work with wood, but I tend to not build with a lot of wood when I'm working on things that involve heat. It just doesn't feel smart. Like, I try to make my builds be shaped by function over form. Like, function defines form. Love my how to use a video and get a bunch of edits. Ooh. Yeah, go ahead and pass that my way. Okay, so we've got this. I don't know where the torch holder is gonna go. Might just go in the center, like here. Okay. So then we can break. Anything to just break up this solid edge along the building. I'm so tired of building just pure boxes, but truth be told, it's all I really know how to make. Like, I'll admit it, I'm not super great at design. I work well in constraint, but when it's free design, I have a much harder time. I can't really, like, plan my builds out in that case. I have to just let it flow and see what strikes me. Which is why I really like subtractive media in real life. I used to make little sculptures out of sidewalk chalk using, like, paper clips and like, nail files and all sorts of stuff. Never really got into clay sculpting, no. I'd love to get into pottery, but there aren't any pottery groups nearby, sadly. Let's be fishing the entire time. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to resist. Especially since it's not gonna be modded. It's just gonna be vanilla features. I don't know if fishing's just gonna be like a mini game, or if they're gonna do it like World of Warcraft style, where it's literally just pull the line when you see it bob or something. I don't know. We will have to see. Truth be told, in a lot of games, I just don't really fish much because my attention span gets the best of me. It's like, I'm here to play game. This is not the game I came to play. It's like I get distracted very easily. Let's see. An ocean town would be really cool. I like ocean towns in a lot of the games I play. You know, I almost wish there was more of a dividing wall between this and the distribution section. Because now I'm realizing, I kind of wish I'd brought this back a block. Because I don't like this really thin layer sitting on top of this, because then trying to seal this off is a little awkward. Like that. But I could just chisel the facade off and it'd be fine. Special mention for Fortitude. Fortitude's so hard to level. I spent all that time in our playthrough just diving face first into things to try and level Fortitude. And by that time you hit like level 10, it feels so pointless trying to level it. It's just, electrocute yourself for 3 hours. I was trying the chopper and I was using, carrot cake and honey pie to stave off the debuffs and all the damage, and it kind of worked. But the problem is that the buffs just don't last very long, so you like blow through food so fast. It's insane. Okay, drop that off. Claystone sand. There we go. I can't work this cold, can I? No, I can't. That would be silly. That would be a good use of my time, and that's absurd. I never get that in this damn game. That's not true. I get a little bit. I'm just griping to gripe. What do I need for 2? Because I'm not doing the math. I'm just pulling my tool up again. Doing brass, I want 2 ingots. We're going to do as much copper as possible. It's 28 and 12. So we'll grab that. Grab that. That's another thing, is on a number of multiplayer servers I've played on, the settings just aren't right to make oceans. It seems so hard. I wish there was like a preview feature, like what you get in like Factorio, to see what your surface level is going to look like, and there just isn't one. And it's really unfortunate. Also, I need to do the math. Ooh, this looks nice. Oh yeah, when this is lit, this looks really nice. We need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jeez! I need 10 plates? I'm gonna need some more, ingot molds. That's too much, man. That's too much. And grab my pottery wheel and work on some more ingot molds while we wait on our stuff to cook. Also, if it wasn't clear, I turned off the surface rifts entirely. I just don't care for playing with them all the time. Yeah, it's playing the game on easy mode. I have a lot of mods in this that are make it playing the game on easy mode. I want something easy. It's exactly what I want. Like, fuck the gamer discourse about everything having to be hard. Play the game you enjoy. There's my lukewarm take for the day. This is lit. Oh my gosh. Like, I like a challenge. I play plenty of games that a lot of people consider to be very difficult, but I've internalized how they work so much that they're just not hard for me anymore. And I've come to learn that's just kind of how a lot of people who play difficult games end up playing a lot of difficult games. But it's the people who turn playing difficult games into a personality that just kind of get on your nerves, you know? Especially once you've played the difficult games that they've staked their personalities on, it's like, really, dude? This is it? You've put all of your emotional eggs in one basket and it's this? Something basically anyone can do? Like, you've got people no-hitting Dark Souls 3 on fucking Donkey Konga bongo controllers. You gotta find a new shtick, dude. You're fucking cooked. The capital G gamer discourse DM is just, especially around difficulty, is just so dead to me. Like, accessibility is in. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate, like, FromSoft making games a singular difficulty because it's how the game's designed. Is it accessible? Not always. Does it have to be? I would argue no. I'm all for accessibility, and I don't like the idea of excluding people from forms of media, but at the same time, there's something icky about wanting to say you're not entitled to play everything, but it does still suck when someone's design, intentionally or otherwise, excludes you. I absolutely get it. I haven't found a good way to articulate my opinion on the matter yet. Like, I know how a past me would feel about it, but I've grown since then. That, and at least modern discourse has, like, no fucking room for nuance. Consider a book gatekeeping if the person in question doesn't want to read. Funny enough, there's at least in the States, I don't know about elsewhere, there's this trend of people picking up really hard books, especially men. Picking up, like, fucking Blood Meridian when they haven't read a book in 10 years since high school and they didn't like reading then, and it's like, dude, you don't have to do this. You can pick better things. You don't have to read things just because they're hard and you think that's going to matter to people. Okay, so torch holder for forge, at least until I move it, and torch holder. Can't find my door for the bakery, and then I'll probably do fire pit stuff behind it. This building's gonna be big, actually. What the hell was I making? I like drinking on stream, but when it starts screwing with my memory, it's when it becomes a real inconvenience. I say as I continue to drink. I was going to do ingot molds. That's right. Ingot molds. Catch up with chat. That's the human experience that not all media is for all people. Yeah. There's an inclination that I have. It's not my whole opinion on the matter, but there's an inclination to say, with all of the technological advances we've made and the ingenuity we have at play in designing our media experiences, I don't think it's wrong to say we could figure out a way to make things more accessible. But I do think that there's a trade-off there in terms of time, effort, expertise, feasibility. Some things genuinely are not possible. You're not going to make video games accessible to someone who's blind. And I say that with the caveat that there are games that are audio only. Or at least that are designed, video games that are designed in such a way that you could play them with your eyes closed. It's not the majority, and there are a lot of experiences you wouldn't get. I feel like with enough time and maybe some crowdsourcing, collaborating, getting people's heads together, you could make something like, say, a point-and-click game accessible to someone who is visually impaired or just can't see. But at least for a majority of people in the space, I just don't think they feel it's worth their time. Whether that's right or not is up for debate. But at least from a conceptual standpoint, I can't say it's wholly unjustified. There's a gray area in here I think we can hit. Or just get anyone to build a wheelchair ramp. Yeah. Or take, for example, certain puzzle games that use word puzzles for people who are dyslexic. I can't conceptualize what that kind of experience would be like. Like, maybe it's not that bad, or maybe it's actually just horrible, and it may differ from person to person. But I don't know. So I'm gonna get my cat in my lap because Peanut wants attention, and she's been very good today. Come on. Come on. Come on. I would, you can see her tail. Again, I'm wearing my black hoodie, so even if I were to, like, hold her up or something, you couldn't discern her from the rest of me. Let's see. If we hit this... Quit squirming. Quit. Yeah, you literally can't see her. Her head's, like, right in front of my face. But, yeah. Black cat with someone who has, like, half of his wardrobe is black. Anyway. When it comes to difficulty, at least, there's arguments to be made about accessibility versus stylization. What the intended experience is meant to be. It feels not great to be like, oh well, this isn't the intended experience. You are not the intended audience. But like you go into game development with that in mind. Like making a game for everyone is making a game for no one. Just from a normal design standpoint, you have a specific audience in mind, and I find it difficult to believe that every studio is going into making their games saying, I want people who have this disability to be able to play this game. Some might. I literally have a shirt that says G4E. There's a section of Xbox Game Studios that is tailor-made for doing research and peripheral development for people with disabilities. Um, when I did my internship with Microsoft Research, I did a hackathon event where I worked with part of the Xbox team and made a paintball game. And I specifically coded the inputs so it could use some of their really cool, fancy, special peripherals for people with motor disabilities. And it was cool as hell. Like the SDK they had written for Unity for their own input stuff that was all internal. Like getting to work with like a company's internal packages was like really fucking cool. It was fascinating. I enjoyed working with it, and I really saw the value from it. At the same time, not everyone's gonna do that. Whether or not everyone should, I'm not inclined to immediately say yes. I think it depends on your need, your desires, your philosophy, because it is extra work. It does constrain your design decisions. Doesn't mean I don't like it, though. Like, it'd be nice if all games were made so that anyone could play them. But I'm inclined to say that you're gonna lose some of the creative points. Whether it's really worth it or not is up for debate. I'm being really wishy-washy about this, but that's kind of where I stand on it. It's a spectrum. It's not really cut and dry as some people might want it to be, one way or the other. Not a way to make Just Dance compatible. Yeah, that makes sense. Physical duration, like Beat Saber. If you have issues with epilepsy or you have some kind of physical condition, you don't get to play Beat Saber. Never mind the fact that Beat Saber is already gated behind expensive hardware to begin with. There's actually just so many different factors that could play into whether or not you get to play Beat Saber or not. I love Beat Saber, but I also can't play it for super long periods. Unless I've been doing VR stuff regularly for a few weeks in a row, because I get sim sickness really fast. You know, my first couple months doing that VR research position in college actually really sucked. They bought extra ginger ale and some other stuff to try and help settle my stomach to make the job a little more palatable for me, and I will never forget that. It was such a nice gesture, but it was hard, and it even for me that it was a serious problem. I can only imagine how it goes for some other people. Yeah, when Unity changed up their input system, that was actually around that point. It was still in beta because that was summer of 2019. They had just the Steam SDK was coming out, and then Unity started updating their stuff. Okay, Miss Grumpy Pants, you can stop calling me now. Go. Me taking my hands off every few seconds was such a problem. I love my cat. She's such a princess. I ended up making way more ingot bolts than I needed. I'm going to do one more set. It's very easy to Alt-Tab while right-clicking so my hands are free, and then just start yapping. As be a line where you cannot divert the resources to widen the net. Yeah, that makes sense. Invisible car escaped. Well, the thing is when she gets in my lap, for whatever reason, she demands your full attention. And there's this, I figured it out, there's like a soft timer, and it's about 3 minutes. If she goes without sufficient attention in that period, or you're not like being consistent, she will stand up, she will get in your face. If I'm laying back, she'll try to like climb up on my chest to get in my face of whatever, get in the way of whatever I'm looking at or whatever I'm doing. And it will escalate. And I usually get fed up when it resorts to her literally digging her claws into me to get my attention. And like some people that have cats are like, oh, your cat doesn't intentionally hurt you. No, she does. I know she does. Because the second I give her the dad eye, she stops. And then when I stop, she starts doing it again. She knows what she's doing. She's being an ass. Might be a cat, might have the brain of like a 4-year-old, but she's not stupid. Might not know that it's hurting, it's just she's annoyed. Oh, I love my cats. I love my cats so much. This little beast I brought into my home that demands attention from me. It hurts me if it's insufficient. It's definitely not Stockholm Syndrome. I'm not being held against my will. Speaking of difficult games, in a weird roundabout way, I was cleaning up my hard drive today. Went from 25 gig free on my main drive to 480. And on my second drive, I was going through a bunch of my old recordings. I have like 4 years of recordings. I don't record every stream, but there was a time I did. And I stumbled on all of my raw captures for the Summer of Souls event I did. I was uploading all of my VODs. Wasn't doing any video editing, because video editing really long VODs is actually just... I'd rather be, like, pelted with rocks than do that every day. But I was doing videos. And now, I really kind of want to do some more video editing. I have completely untethered myself from Adobe and uninstalled 48 gigabytes of Adobe software specifically for Premiere, because every year of Premiere Pro has its own encoder set up, and in some years that encoder stuff is bigger than Premiere. 2026, the main executable was like 12.5 gig, and then the video encoder for it was like 9 or something like that. It was massive. Absolutely insane. Absurd. But now I gotta find, well, I'm not gonna find, I have found a new video editing software I want to use. I've got DaVinci Resolve installed again. But I remember the last time I installed it and tried using it, it was actually... Really? I love my cats. I love my cats. I love my cats so much. Oh, I love my cats. I want to do video editing again. And I've got a couple ideas. Things I'm starting to write up. I'm going to pick a game. I'm going to do a playthrough. Record it. Do it like I do streams, just with maybe a little less of the usual rambling. And then I actually want to do a reading. For years, of my streaming career, people have told me, it's like, oh, you should do audiobooks, and I kind of just hand wave it away. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it's like, you know what? Sure, you know what? We'll give it a shot. Um, so I think what I'm going to do, and I'm still picking, but I think my choice is going to be De Ira, or On Anger, by Seneca, which was a series of letters between him and I want to say a senator named Novatus, uh, on the concept of anger, where its place is for people, whether it's appropriate to make use of it or not. Um, what am I doing? I'm making sticks, not tool handles. What am I doing? I can't make firewood out of this, can I? Nope. Okay, I've just got a bunch of these. That was a waste. But it's a Stoic text that I listen to a lot. Um, I will admit I listened to like an AI reading of it because I don't actually I haven't found an audiobook for it. Haven't looked. But it's Christopher Judge as Kratos from the modern God of War series, and what I would not give to actually be able to like pay him and be like, hey, can I give you this money and have you just read these books aloud? Pretty please. But anyway, on the topic at hand, I figure I'll read it. I like the text. There are plenty of people who haven't read it that might want to listen to it if they like my voice. I figure it's worth a shot. And if no one likes it, oh well, I'm not on anything. I'm desperately trying to get back into my creative habits. And the only motivating factor that's really sitting with me now is fuck it, we ball. There are so many people, so many figures out there, good and bad, doing some really cool stuff. And I want to do cool stuff. And I'm tired of overthinking shit. So, do games. I'm thinking either a puzzle game, I want to do like Obra Dinn, or I wait for the new Satisfactory update to get hit stable. Today it just hit experimental and I really want to play it. I'm on the fence about doing a video playthrough series, starting with an experimental branch, because if stuff starts crashing in the middle of it, it's a disruption. Thinking about it. But that and audiobook stuff. I want an outlet to yap and to talk philosophy. And Seneca is one of my favorite Stoic writers. So I think that will make for at least a temporary distraction. A nice outlet. For now. And we will see how that goes moving forward. Right, I was making sticks. Should also we'll just grab peat. Peat's very plentiful in this area. Plus, it's been like almost a year since I put an upload on my side channel. Seep said stuff. I haven't said stuff in months. So I think it's a good opportunity to make use of that channel than just the one-off video I made the last time I was streaming Vintage Story and got inspired. Oh, sure. No, I have to admit, some of what really held me up on doing anything involving my voice has just been self-esteem. if we're being completely honest. I mean, everyone and their mother hates their own voice because when you hear it, it's not the same as what you hear when you speak because you don't hear any of the bits that you hear inside your head. So it feels unnatural. Oh, okay. She startled the hell out of me. She was scratching the post, doing what she's supposed to. But I've hit a crux, I think, in how I think about art and content creation and stuff like that. It's not really my place to decide for people whether my work is worth their time or not. And so agonizing over it is kind of pointless. If people like my voice and people are... Oh, my food's gone. I didn't make any meals. If people like my voice and are saying, please do audiobooks, we'd listen to them. Make the fucking audiobooks. It's like, oh, I'm self-conscious and I don't really like my voice much. Okay, and there's a service available. You can do nice things for your friends and you don't have to like it. And it's, in a weird way, a little empowering to think about. It's still scary. Doesn't mean the self-consciousness is going to go away. Doesn't mean that there aren't going to be people who judge. Or, God forbid, you have people who are like, oh yeah, I'd listen to that. I'd watch that. And then they don't. It's like, that's not within my power. It's not my concern. I am more concerned about doing things I find fun and trying new things than I am trying to feel comfortable at this point. At least that's what I'm telling myself, so I'll actually get the work done. We'll give it a shot. Give it more than one try. Really see how it feels. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, well, I'm not really out anything. Most of my life, I've had this, like, obsession about wasting my time. And it turns out, in reality, no matter what I do, I'm using my time, whether I feel like it's a waste. And I'd really like to spend more of my time less concerned with feeling like I'm wasting my time with just my own judgment, constantly being afraid of judgment or being vulnerable. Don't bite me, you butthead. And more trying new things, creating things, getting to meet new people and doing cool things in the process. But to do that, I've got to actually do the damn stuff. Overcoming fear is not easy, especially when you've got kind of a deep-seated attitude towards it. But, I mean, I've got two options. I do the shit, or I don't. If I do it, there might be a result I don't expect. Something I don't know might come of it. It may go as exactly as I expect it to go, and at the end I may not feel it's worth my time. I don't get to choose my feelings, only how I react to them. If I don't do the cool stuff, and I just sit kind of perpetually stagnant, caught up in the fear of what could be, success or otherwise, it's gonna suck. It's not gonna feel great. I'm gonna feel regret. I have. Like, hell. I spent most of my life trying to get into the games industry, and then when I found that it was, for the most part, an exploitative hellhole, and I backed out of it, I spent the following 10 years kind of regretting my decision. Just because I stopped. Everything I had put myself towards, I stopped, I backed out, and I don't know if it would have been better otherwise. And I won't know. What I do know is that I can't take that decision back. So my best bet is to keep trying to do the things I care about. Not sitting back, doing nothing, wishing that things would go better, or waiting for a better moment, waiting for the right time, waiting for the industry to not suck, waiting for people to not be shitty. That's not happening. And even if it did, spending all that time idle is not getting me to where I want to go. Do something in the meantime. Bide your time. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't, but I will have done something either way. That's all I'm really concerned about at the end of the day. Is using my time rather than sitting around doing nothing with it. I don't consider this sitting around doing nothing with it. Even if I wasn't philosophizing, if I wasn't making what could be considered some meaningful discussion on life and motivation and fear. This is just relaxing. I've been doing this for 5 years. I enjoy doing this. People show up to listen to it. There's 9 people listening to it right now. 5 years ago, I would not have been able to conceive of that. And I'm here now doing it. You are here now listening to it because I made the decision to stick with it. I have, granted, also made decisions to... There were sticks on the ground? Made decisions to not put myself out there, not make an active effort to put things on YouTube or TikTok or Shorts or what have you. Because of some personal gripes with the media system that we live in, especially now that we've got generative AI and like a fifth of YouTube content is slop. So now you're not only competing with millions of people around the world, you're competing with millions of non-people around the world. That sounds bad. Millions of AI around the world. Let's make that clear. It was always gonna be this way, whether I did it or not. I can be inactive and not like the system I live in and regret having not been creative and let my creative muscles atrophy. Or I can play the game and maybe something good will come of it. Maybe. As long as it's something I enjoy doing and I'm willing to tolerate the rest, there's not much really to be lost. All the fear and the anxiety and all of that comes along with it, that's just accessory. I was going to be feeling that in one form or another anyway. Or one thing or another. I would rather it be for something I care about, something I put effort towards, something I committed to. And that's big coming from me because I got some real commitment issues when it comes to distractibility and projects and shit. But at this point, I'm going to own it. I can't guarantee it's going to be great. I can't guarantee I'm going to have a high output. I can't make any guarantees about it other than what I decide to. What is within my control. And we'll have to see how it turns out. It's at this point, it's just doing the work. So I will be posting in the Discord sooner or later, eventually. Fucking hold me to it. If you don't hear from me in 2 weeks about either of these things, ask me, hey, how's it going? You made that whole like half-hour spiel about self-growth and motivation and shit. Where the fuck is it? Hold me to it. Or, maybe be a little more polite than that. But I will, eventually. Hell, it might even be just something different. I don't know. Like I said, distractible, commitment problems. Growth is hard. And it's easy to ramble about it when you're slightly buzzed after having been drinking for a couple hours. We'll see. I think I'm going to head off for the night. I need to get some water. I'm probably going to have some more drinks and then play Team Fortress 2, but I need to get some water. I'm pretty satisfied with what we've got today. I'm cooking up some more ingot molds, probably too many. That's 36 ingots. I don't even think you can smelt 36 ingots worth of material on a fire pit in one go. But I'll make use of it sooner or later. We've got the start of a baking area going, though I have run out of meals and I need to make them again. Probably do that between now and next time. I did some cool stuff. I also figured out you can chisel glass, even though chiseled. Oh, I don't have the mod for it. Chiseled surfaces aren't solid, so the smoke's phasing through it. That's. I might have to get that retaining mod that makes chisel blocks solid, because I just want the smoke to come out of the top. I don't want it to come out of the blocks. Anyway, did some fun stuff. Had a nice day. Had a good ramble. I don't know what it is about this game, but it gets me rambling. It gets me thoughtful. Anyway, I will see you next time. Hope you have a lovely night. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.